Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. We are so happy to be doing Fleet Week this year. Last year, we kind of were on the edge of our seats whether we could have a program or not, and we pulled it off. And we had record crowds out at the air show, and we had sailors and Marines walking around town, meeting San Franciscans, and just feeling the hospitality of the city. Yeah. Woo! This is a fabulous city. It really is. And it's so welcoming. Fleet Week is a community event. It is an event where the planning and all of the operations are volunteers from neighborhoods, City Hall, the city of San Francisco. We're so thankful for all of their help, and we're going to hear from city officials as we go along through this press conference. This year at our air show, which thankfully United Airlines was gracious enough to help us with the financial side of that. And so the air show this year is going to feature 2 F-35s from the Navy, never before seen at Fleet Week. These are some of the most technologically advanced aircraft in the world. And the pilots that guide them and the Blue Angels, it's all going to be happening down on the Marina Green, where you can see the Humanitarian Assistance Village and our STEM Education Center. Fleet Week has so much to offer. It is pervasive throughout the city. We're off the waterfront. We're in the neighborhoods. On Saturday, we're going to have the Canine Heroes program from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. over at DuBose Park. And you'll see this band will appear over there as well. But come and support our Canine Heroes. Make sure you check out all of our events. I don't want to dominate this conference with all of the great things that Fleet Week has, but just look at our website and you can see everything that is happening. I'm going to pass it on to the mayor, who is unbelievably supportive. What a great friend she has been to the military and to Fleet Week, Mayor London Breed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm San Francisco Mayor London Breed, and I am so happy to be here to kick off Fleet Week in our city. You know, Fleet Week is a time-honored tradition in San Francisco. We know every year during the month of October, all of a sudden we hear those planes flying through. But Fleet Week isn't just about the extraordinary talent of the Blue Angels. It's about so much more. It's about developing a relationship with our military, the people who put their lives on the line to make sure that we retain the rights and the freedoms that we enjoy in the United States of America. When I think about how wonderful Fleet Week is, just to see folks, of course, walking around in their uniforms, but the time that they take to talk about the work they do, the opportunities to visit some of the ships and to tour the ships and to know the sacrifices that are being made day in and day out. People who are not able to be around their families on a regular basis, who are spending their time every single day to serve and protect us. And what we appreciate really about Fleet Week, other than, of course, loving the Blue Angels, is just how it has expanded, how it's become such a community event, how it has brought people together, whether it's the band that's going to be performing in places like Japantown, Chinatown, all over the city, and even the Castro for the first time this year. But it's also all of the various events, the parade of ships, the excitement. Last year was the first time that after the pandemic, we were able to get together in person for Fleet Week. And let me tell you, the city was packed. People were excited. There were lines to see the ships. There were conversations. There were people smiling and excited all over San Francisco, not just San Franciscans, but people visiting from all over the Bay Area and all over the country. This is a great event, but it's also an opportunity to, yes, celebrate our military, celebrate the folks who make sure that the waters are protected, the Navy, the Marine, the Coast Guard. But it's also an opportunity for us to remember that San Francisco, such a major city, is also earthquake prone, is also disaster prone. And so we have to get prepared. So we do have our police chief, Bill Scott, and our fire chief, Janine Nicholson, and our head of the Department of Emergency Management, Mary Ellen Carroll, and others who are running regular drills with our military to make sure that when, because it's not a matter of if, it's when we are faced with a natural disaster or any other disaster, that we are prepared to work together to keep the people of this city safe. So I want all of you to go to sf72.org and make sure that you are prepared to check on your neighbors, get to know your neighbors. The pandemic gave us a real opportunity to get to know each other a lot better than we have before. And so at the end of the day, we want to make sure we're able to protect one another. That's what all these wonderful people here in uniform do every single day. They put their lives on the line to serve and protect each and every one of us. And so on behalf of the City and County of San Francisco, I'd like to ask Rear Admiral Michael Bass to come up and accept this proclamation. We are now officially not only kicking off Fleet Week in San Francisco, but it is considered officially Fleet Week in the City and County of San Francisco. Thank you so much for being here to celebrate this auspicious occasion in our city.
Thank you,
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. All right, let's get going. Do I introduce Louis? Okay. So it's now my pleasure to introduce the executive director for the Port of San Francisco. And as I said, there'll be ships there, there'll be tours, there'll be lots of activities. Don't forget to eat at our restaurants, to shop, and to enjoy all that San Francisco has to offer. We have new parks that are open. I mean, San Francisco is going to be so exciting during Fleet Week, and I hope you'll join us in other activities. And the person that manages the entire port for the City and County of San Francisco is none other than Elaine Forbes.
Thank you, Mayor London Breed. And I just want to echo her comments. Welcome to Fleet Week. The waterfront is open. It's exciting. It's thrilling. We cannot wait to welcome the young men and women who are in service, to say thank you for your service. Buy them a beer. Have a good time. Enjoy the waterfront. Let's welcome people who really sacrifice for our country and keep us safe. I am very happy to thank the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, and the Army Corps of Engineers, who together are keeping our waterfront and city safe. Our sea services and the dedication of our city departments, the chiefs, chief of police, the chief of fire, our director of emergency management, Mary Ellen Carroll, and our director of public works, Carla Short. We all work together, and we work in a coordinated fashion that has methods behind us. So we get to know each other before we're on the battlefield, and then the groups come together very, very strongly in terms of how we set mission, who's responsible, how we set strategy, and do deployment. And it's because of this hard work, in addition to being a totally exciting event and a big in-person event, we also do the only in-person emergency preparation. And that's what makes this event so, so important to our city. But I want to go back to our waterfront because it has the very best views, the very best food and experience of San Francisco. We have our Navy vessels here. Our historic finger piers are amazing, and they demonstrate a very rich maritime history. So we have an exceptional experience for everyone who's coming to Fleet Week. I want to welcome everyone, and I want to welcome now Mary Ellen Carroll, the director of our emergency management department. She used all these methods and worked very hard with the city and our partners in the COVID pandemic, and now she is keeping us once again prepared for natural disasters like earthquake that will strike at any time and human-made disasters. And with that, Mary Ellen Carroll.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm so happy that we're back to normal-ish and can have Fleet Week again. I want to echo all the comments that everyone said and that everyone has already said, including our mayor. So while Fleet Week is one really exciting, extraordinary week we're about to enter into, the Department of Emergency Management and my other public safety partners do Fleet Week year-round. And what we do is what has been referenced already is our emergency preparedness exercises. So this year, every year we focus on a different skill or asset, and this year we looked at our air operations. As we know, in a major earthquake in the city, transportation lines could be cut off. We could have different areas of the city that become like islands. So our ability to do air operations is going to be critical in an earthquake or other substantial disaster that affects our infrastructure. And to that end, I just want to thank my partner, who I'm about to introduce here, Rear Admiral Bays, for his partnership. I want to thank all the emergency managers for the city of San Francisco. I want to thank Fleet Week SF and the staff there that does a lot of coordination, all my city partners, and of course, all of our military partners that come together. We're so lucky to have this relationship that we can develop, that we know who to call, and that our responders are working throughout the year with our military partners, so we don't have to figure this stuff out in the moment. We're super proud of that. So with that, I will bring on Rear Admiral Bays to talk a little bit to you about the work.
All right. Wow, this is intimidating. Hey, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, distinguished colleagues, for letting me be a part of this today. Again, I'm Rear Admiral Wayne Bays. My title is Commander Expeditionary Strike Group 3. The reason I'm talking to you is I'm in charge of the naval forces that are part of Fleet Week this year. So it's my honor to speak on behalf of all those service members that are going to be out and about in the community. For those who were here last year, last year's restart of in-person Fleet Week was an epic success, I think. Do you agree? Yeah. It was pretty darn cool, and it's really thanks to the generosity and spirit of this city, I think, is why it was so successful. I'm here to tell you this year is going to be bigger, better, more epic. We got more ships. We got different kinds of ships coming. We did that so you can see something new. They're going to be doing a parade, but they're also going to have open tours during the week, so you can see that. We've got Navy, Marine Corps bands playing all through the community. We got sporting events. We got team building events. We got social events going on. We're going to have displays of military equipment. I'm talking about aircraft and ships, and also some of the equipment we use when we have to do crisis response and respond to natural disasters. You'll be able to see all that. And yeah, we have a little flying group. You may have heard of them, the Blue Angels, whatever. They're pretty cool. I'm a helicopter guy, and I can admit jet pilots are pretty cool. They're going to be flying. They're going to be back. But that's not what's the most cool. The most cool is we're bringing a lot of young sailors, Marines, Coast Guard men and women to get out and about in your community. And that's really important because to me, that's what Fleet Week is really about. Yeah, on the one hand, celebrate our service members and their commitment to the nation. That's important. But more important to me is that you get to know our service members, what they're about, and what they do on behalf of you. Because guess what? We work for you. Military works for the citizens. And so when you see us out and about in the community, and you'll recognize us because of these sterlingly awesome uniforms and the ridiculously short haircuts, please say hi. Ask us hard questions about what we do because it's really important you understand us. I think when you see those young folks, you're going to be impressed like I am every day. So we've mentioned it. Fleet Week's really fun, but we're also doing hard work here, right? So we talked about some of the training we're doing. This is us, the military, working with your emergency responders. I'm talking about the police, the firemen, the port authorities, medical people, emergency response agencies. And what we're doing is we're trying to hone our skills to be able to respond in times of natural disaster cooperatively together and effectively. I've done missions like this. They're super hard, and so you got to practice just like everything to do well at it. We did that last year. We've done it again this year, and we're going to keep doing that. So I'll start where I finished, I'll end where I finished, and just say thanks. Thanks to the warm hospitality and all the high fives I've already gotten on the streets here. I really appreciate it. And I'd say thanks so much for honoring the men and women that serve in our military. It means more than you can possibly know. I look forward to seeing everybody at Fleet Week. Now, I think I'm going to kick it over to Lewis.
Thank you, Admiral Bays. Thank you, all the speakers. We cannot end this press conference without me pointing out the guy who kind of started the regeneration of Fleet Week, the chairman of the board of San Francisco Fleet Week Association, retired Marine Corps General Mike Myatt, right there. was his vision that brought us all together back in 2010, revitalized Fleet Week, gave it that humanitarian assistance disaster response mission. By the way, I also want to mention on Monday of Fleet Week, just this next Monday, at the Golden Gate Park Band Show, we have the return of the high school band challenge. We'll have 5 high school marching bands appearing, and they'll be competing for prize money for their high school music programs. So if you can make it there, support those kids. You watch these kids, they're so energetic, and you look and it just gives you hope that the next generation is going to be fabulous. From there, I just want to say thank you to the band and strike it up. Thank you.